It's always thrilling to see who the contestants are related to on Claim to Fame, but the competitors shouldn't have to make guesses during week one. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching for more details. Claim to Fame is known for its shocking celebrity relative reveals, but there shouldn't be an elimination during week one. Hosted by brothers Kevin and Franklin Jonas, Claim to Fame requires contestants to figure out each other's identities while keeping their own a secret in order to win the $100,000 grand prize. Past winners include Season 1's L'Oreal Chanel L.C. Palmer, who's Keke Palmer's sister, and Season 2's Gabriel Cannon, who's Nick Cannon's brother. While most of the Claim to Fame celebrity relatives take a while for the contestants to figure out, the first reveal is unfair. It happens because of luck and or intuition rather than any real skills or strategy. If the first elimination happened during week 2 instead of week 1, the contestants would have more clues and more time to decipher them. Claim to Fame Season 3 proved once again why there shouldn't be an elimination during the first week of gameplay. During the Claim to Fame Season 3 premiere, Bianca was chosen to be the guesser after she and Mikel were in the bottom 2 after the talent show. Mikel managed to secure enough votes for his safety, so Bianca was forced to guess one of her fellow competitors' identities. One of Mikel's arguments for why he shouldn't be the guesser was that he had no idea who any of his fellow contestants were. This was a compelling argument to keep him because he didn't pose a threat to anyone. Mikel overheard a conversation in which Bianca said that she thought that Shane was related to Forrest Whitaker. He informed Shane about this as part of his plan to keep himself safe. In the meantime, Bianca was building her case in her own mind why Shane was related to Forrest. Not only did she think that he looked like him, but she incorrectly used some of the clue wall objects, such as the stapler and the bus for Fast Times at Ridgemont High and the Army Men for Good Morning, Vietnam, to convince herself that her guess might be right. Bianca was a very smart and observant player. If she'd had more time before she had to make her guess, she might have realized that Shane wasn't related to Forrest, or she might have figured out someone else's identity. She didn't leave Claim to Fame because she didn't have the strategy to play the game, but because she failed to impress her fellow contestants during the talent show. Bianca clearly had the skills to figure out her fellow contestants' identities. However, despite her best efforts, week 1 is simply too soon for anyone to make a correct guess with so little information. During Claim to Fame Season 2, former President Jimmy Carter's grandson, Hugo, was the first guesser. Hugo correctly guessed that Carly was related to Tom Hanks, which led to her infamous meltdown. Hugo got very lucky because of an extremely obvious clue from the clue wall, which was the bench from Forrest Gump. If that clue hadn't been revealed, there's no telling if Hugo would have been able to guess Carly's true identity. Carly was understandably upset by the bench clue. Although she overreacted, she was right that it was unfair to her. Carly's relative is one of the most famous celebrities of all time, so of course she'd be easy to guess. However, if there wasn't an elimination during week 1, she would have had more of a chance to not only throw her fellow contestants off the track, but also to win a challenge in order to earn a clue from the wine room to figure out someone else's identity. Carly's week 1 elimination happened because the producers made it way too easy for the contestants to guess that she was related to Tom. Claim to Fame Season 1 kicked off with a disqualification when Chuck Norris' grandson, Maxwell, was booted from the show after it was discovered that he secretly had his phone in the house, which he could have used to research his fellow contestants' identities. This meant that no one had to be the guesser during Claim to Fame Season 1 Week 1, which gave the contestants more time to figure out each other's identities. The following week, Pepper, who was Dean Martin's granddaughter, correctly guessed that Michael was related to Zendaya. Michael was actually Cub Coleman, Zendaya's cousin. Logan Crosby, who's Jason Aldean's cousin, was able to use the extra time to piece together clues about Zendaya's roles in Euphoria and Spider-Man in order to help Pepper correctly guess Cub's identity. The extra time granted to the Claim to Fame contestants because of Maxwell's disqualification allowed them to decipher the clues and make a correct guess. This proves that a week 1 elimination shouldn't happen. Claim to Fame is a unique show because it requires the contestants to piece together clues in order to figure out each other's identities. It's nearly impossible for